And into this world where man communicated openly with God, there was born a single man with a sense of self, a feeling of otherness, the first modern man, not the same, somehow apart from everything and everyone, like a man standing in front of a painting. And everywhere he carried this feeling in him, always in his gut, pressing in on his forehead. He was bitter in happiness and angered at peace, for it was never of him and he was never of it, never his. Everything was separate and he couldn't feel anything, and his soul was untouched because it did not exist. And to no part of the spirit did he owe any allegiance. He was all stomach and heart and gut. His eyes saw only earth and sky and shit and vomit, things as they were, and it made him doomed and ecstatic, miserable and bitter and cunning and euphoric. And he was the first human, the only human, and some others called him Satan. But that could not have been his name, because he had not even that much angel in him. And it was he who was the first hunter, the first to kill for food, the first to feel the need, the first to seek, to find and track and kill, to end things, to begin things. Was this not just like God? Just what God would have done and had done? This was how beginnings and endings entered the world, no longer incorporeal things left up to chance, but now made physical with arms and legs and limbs of uncaring economy, through every arrowhead and sharpened stone, through a gap in the flesh where time and nothingness and death and ending fell out and splashed their redness everywhere, blood pouring into the river, where he washed their skins and cleaned his hands and face and washed the smell of it right off of himself. Blood flowed there and made its way into the salt blue ocean waves and tides, and fish would drink that blood, gathered up in schools and drunk with the headiness of lifetimes on land, diffused with salt and saline, so light now, so small that none could taste its coppery stinging, but all were drinking, all were eating, all had blood inside them which was not their blood. Had stolen the blood of another, bloody and not wholly themselves any longer, and never would be again. Now part something else. Blood brothers they would never see, and that were already dead. But no one cared and no one complained. In fact, they felt better. They felt full. Men and women are creatures of appetites, and they traded their love for a full belly very, very long ago. And they felt filled with it and alive, both dead and alive. And in the nights they whispered, laying close in the frost and dark, pressing into one another to feel the beating heart of another person, someone outside themselves, as living proof, they were not the last one. They were not the very last one. Because when dark is everywhere, all our confidences are forgotten, and man is only a child again, without stick or blade or bludgeon, and the world is as it once was, holy place of the animals, where all churches are built to honor the tooth and claw, and all human intelligence is worth exactly nothing, a place of pounding hearts and desperate running and crashing through fallen tree limbs, an unknowable chaos of the wilderness, where beasts chant out into the frozen night times, who will kill, and who will eat, and who will die, a perfect, even chorus, not a note out of place. In those nights, the people whispered, "The hunter does us all a great service, and we have done so much to deserve it, with axe and arrow, fire and stone. He opens up the world for us, has fed us well, so brave and strong, cunning, wise, the best of all of us, because he dreams of how it shall be, and so it becomes. He sees a better life." And they respected him, the respect we save for violent men who have always been our leaders and always will be, those we condemn when they act exactly as we've always wished we would act, those who live with their hearts, their mouths, and hands, the men we worship, when what we really worship is death, and those who can bring it to us because we long for it. We long for it.